No way.
If you want,
I don't care what they say. What? That's gotta be Elvis. But Elvis died in the 70s. No way. You gotta keep faith alive. Okay, hey, BOOZHOO. And welcome back to the show. Welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NANABOOZHOO. This is Natasha. Okay, hey, Gakina. This is Michael Lyons. Hey, everyone, welcome back. And that was definitely Elvis Presley. You can believe it if you want. My theory is that's the real Elvis, and that was his son who became a Elvis Presley impersonator. Could be. I don't know. Elvis was like one of the first conspiracy theories. I mean, it was like fresh off of the moon landing. So how you guys doing? How about we get the show started, sweetie, with a little song. This is Untitled Chapter.
Untitled Chapter, Untitled Chapter.
Oh my beanie, oh my beanie.
Untitled
Mimi no ea mi gwetch.
Gigawaba min, minawa. Untitled Anamosh, Untitled Anamosh.
Oh my beanie, oh my beanie.
Untitled
Mimi no ea mi gwetch.
Gigawaba min, minawa. Untitled Benjamin, Untitled Benjamin.
Oh my beanie, oh my beanie.
Untitled
Mimi no ea mi gwetch.
Gigawaba min, minawa. Untitled Michael,
here he
Untitled
comes.
Michael.
Oh my beanie, oh my beanie. Hey, you ever hear of a razor blade, Michael?
Untitled
Mimi no
Needs a
ea mi
shave.
gwetch.
Gigawaba min, minawa.
I think you need a shower too. Michael Lyons is a bath person who should really be a shower person. No, leave him alone. I'm just kidding. Untitled Chapter. Where is NANABOOZHOO? Well, I'm right here, sweetie. I know. So, today is Abatuse. It is halfway through the week. Abatuse, it is a Wednesday. You gonna sing the song? Should I sing the song? Give him a little taste. Abatuse, 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 I got to say, abatuse, hey, hey, hey. Abatuse, Wednesday. And on this Wednesday, I got to bring up something pretty controversial, sweetie. What's that? This has to do with Indian history, Indian language. So we're going down to Little Falls, right? Got our big live show in Little Falls, Minnesota. Whoops. Let's get to that. Bungi Kaka Mikajiwan. Kaka Mikajiwan. Bungi Kaka Mikajiwan. Little Falls, what they're really talking about is a little waterfall. Because we're going to be at the Great River Art Center. And the reason they call it the Great River Art Center is because the Mississippi River runs right through Little Falls. And there's a little waterfall. There's a Bungi Kaka Mikajiwan. Mikajiwan. There's a little waterfall. Kaka Mikajiwan. But then I was like, okay, what's up with the word Mississippi? In our language, ZB means river, right? And so I Googled, and I went to Wikipedia, where the truth about everything resides. And I went, okay, what's the story of the Mississippi? Is that a Dakota word or something? Because, I mean, the word is Mississippi. It's not Mississippi. And anyway, what they said was, oh, that's the French rendering, the French screwing up of an Ojibwe term, Mississippi. Mississippi meaning Great River. No, that would be Gitchizibbi. If they called it the Gitchizibbi, then great. That would be the Great River. Gitchizibbi. It should be called the Gitchizibbi, but it's not. It's actually called the Mississippi. Mizi is to poop. Is the Mississippi River the poop river? No, it can't be. All these years, is it just what? Bemidji pooped out the river called the Mississippi River? So, Mizi. And I know some of you Ojibwe speakers are going, wait, I thought Muan was to poop. Muan is the poop. But to poop, to defecate, we say Mizi. So I'm a little less excited to go do a show at the Poop River Art Center. Yeah. But then it occurred to me, do I bring this up in the show? Do people want to know the truth? You know, it's the Great River Art Center, the Gitchizibbi. Or do they want to know, like, what kind of Ojibwe are we going to be teaching people down there? I don't know. We should start from the beginning. Just with BOOZHOO and GOFUNDME and call it good. Yeah. Maybe we don't teach them the word for poo and stuff. You don't think the kids want to learn what the Ojibwe word for poop is and fart? They probably do. Boogit. To fart. No, but yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this little bit of knowledge. Either it was a big joke. I could see this being where the French came over and they're like, oh, look at this great river. What do you call this great river? And the Ojibways are like, what's this? We call this the, it's probably even a meaner term than poop. Oh, this is a poop river. Yeah, write it down in your little dictionary there, white man. We call this great river the poop river. That means poop. That means great river. Mississippi. Now you got a whole state named after a joke that some Ojibwe made once, and then never. And this has been your Ojibwe word language lesson of the day and history. Actually, there's maybe another explanation, sweetie.
What's another explanation?
Maybe the word Mississippi isn't even, that could have been called that by the people who lived here even before the Dakota. So some of you might not know where we're filming from, Bemidji. This is nowadays Ojibwe territory. We've got Red Lake Reservation, up there. You got Cass Lake or Leech Lake over there, White Earth down there. Bunch of Ojibwe reservations. Or as we say in Canada, reserves. Oh, we've reserved this little space for you. Please come right in. Did you make reservations? Yeah, right here this way. Or the First Nations. Yeah, right. If it's a First Nation, how come they didn't define it until long after the white people came here? But anyway. What was I saying?
Another explanation of the word Mississippi.
Yeah, maybe Mississippi is like a Tartarian name.
You think it's from giants?
Yeah. Maybe this was all Tartaria. You know, mystery history. Was there a time before? So the history that we kind of think we know was that in like the mid 1700s, Ojibwe people migrated out to Minnesota area and warred with the Dakota and pushed them off into the Dakotas. It's a good thing that they named those states Dakota, North and South Dakota, because eventually we'd push the Dakota. They must have felt right at home.
Yeah. Or maybe they named the state after the people.
Oh, yeah. That's probably what happened. So the Ojibwe, pushed the Dakota out. But who was here before the Dakota? The people who made the so-called Indian burial grounds. When I was growing up, every once in a while you'd be driving by and your dad would go, "Hey, look over there, is some Indian burial grounds. Sacred Indian burial grounds." And it'd be a big grassy knoll, some big lump. And then I was in my, I think, early 50s, and I finally went, wait a second. What in the world is an Indian burial mound? Are they just burying people by, what is this, Auschwitz? We have a mound of bodies in here? That's not the way we bury our people who pass away now. I think the Dakota burned them up. If Dances with Wolves taught me anything, don't you burn up the body? I don't know. But Ojibwe people had the spirit houses. We'd bury them on top of the ground. Build them a little home, But so apparently they were like so-called Indian people, indigenous people, pre-Dakota speakers who lived here thousands of years ago. Maybe they named Mississippi. And maybe they had a totally another language, not Algonquin or anything. Well, I don't know. We strut around here like we understand our history. And basically, on a good day, we kind of understand stuff that happened within the last 100 years. In history books, everything seems to start in like 1850. The same year the photograph kind of came into use or whatever. And then everything else is just hearsay. Oh, once upon a time, this was a Wild West. And in 1850, a bunch of settlers came and built magnificent marble Greco-Roman structures and made them look really old. And they built churches and great things. And then, kind of like with NASA, somehow lost the technology and then had to build like log cabins. And eventually, there's all kinds of weird inconsistencies with our historical story. Like in Bemidji, this town is named after a guy named Shinawishkong, the man who rattles. But history calls him Chief Bemidji. Wasn't a chief, wasn't his name. But anyway, history says that in the 20s, Chief Bemidji was the first, they have receipts, the first customer of the Bemidji Lumber Company because he wanted to put wood flooring in his wigwam in early 1900s. Ojibwe people still had dirt floors in the early 1900s. In the 1950s, Ojibwe people still had like pumps to pump their water into their little cabins and outhouses. We didn't even have plumbing. Except if you go down to, just drive into any, Brainerd, and there's some magnificent stone buildings, castles, churches, marble stuff, fantastic architecture. The Stillwater State Prison. And you go, how in the world did this ragtag bunch of, Charles Ingalls looking white guys come up without any electricity, with just a blue ox and a Paul Bunyan and some axes? How did they build St. Paul? One of the theories is that actually there were great buildings. There's a whole advanced civilization that got wiped out in the past. And there was a reset. And somehow Native Americans lived like primitive people amidst old ruins of fantastic buildings that we still see around today. Like Glen Sheen Mansion. Here's a mansion with gold floors and whatever. And huge spirals, towers, clocks. Duluth looks like London. Duluth looks older than London. But the story is, no, in 1920, Charles Ingalls and his buddies came here and carved out the harbor, built a bridge that, a lift bridge with technology and metal work that looks like something out of France. And you go, what is really going on here? How come we can't even get the name of Mississippi River without it begging a question of what? I don't know, sweetie.
I don't know either.
Mizi, to poop. Zibi is a river. Mississippi would mean to poop river. I don't believe Mississippi is an Ojibwe word. Maybe that's what I'm saying, sweetie. I'm going to go down there and tell them that they're not living on an Ojibwe word. I don't know what Mississippi means, but it doesn't mean great river. Gitchi ZB is kind of close to Mississippi, but it's a different word. So I'm just going to teach them how to say Little Falls.
Yeah.
Bungie, Little. Kaka Mikajiwan. Kaka Mikajiwan. I have a hard time saying that. Bungie Kaka Mikajiwan. Kaka Mikajiwan. Bungie Kaka Mikajiwan.
Bungie Kakama. We can work on it.
Yeah, we should do a song for him. Anyway, should I see who's the chat's blowing up, sweetie.
We're way behind.
Wally Bear is here. Wally Bear is the first one in class.
Well, let's get him a gold star.
A gold star for Wally Bear. How you doing, Wally Bear? And always learning. Oh my.
Is always learning here?
Yep.
Silver star for always learning.
How you doing? BOOZHOO, always learning. And Kizzy Renee Davis. Hey, Kizzy Renee. Let's get the bronze star for good old Kizzy Renee Davis.
And bronze star for Kizzy Renee. BOOZHOO, Kizzy.
John Redcorn's here with a good morning. Meno Giga Jabe. Good morning. And John from the House of the Red Corn. Remember we went down to that place in South Dakota with the Corn Palace?
Yeah, where was that?
I don't know. Some town in South Dakota. They built a whole palace out of corn cobs. Amazing. And they have a little gift store there. And you can get they make stuff out of muon. You can get a cow pie toy or something. It's just gross. But Dr. Evils is here. BOOZHOO! Dr. Evils.
Hey, Dr. Evils.
How you doing? BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. You get it. And Gwen's here. Good morning, Gwen. Nice to see you. Gwen's here, sweetie.
What's up, Gwen?
And Missy's here. Good morning, Missy.
Good morning to the mister.
The mister. Are you suggesting that Missy might be transgendered?
I don't know.
I think Missy's a secret dude. Missy. Yeah, what else are you missing? She does have a big old Adam's apple. I've noticed that.
No, she doesn't.
How you doing, cuz? Dr. Evil says, yes, the gold star. Now I can sell it and feed my family. Times are tight for Dr. Evil's. Got to sell a gold sticker just to feed his poor family. Why don't you feed your family gold stickers? They're nutritious. Oh, man. La-dee-da. Makare mash kiki wabu. The black medicine water of Dr. Evil's. Yeah. What do I do with my coffee, sweetie?
You drank it up.
Oh. I should bring my coffee cup out on the show more often.
We'd probably spill it.
Yeah, we would. Anyway. So, then I said to the guy, oh, really?
Sweetie, do you want to take a phone call?
Yeah, sure, I'll take a call. What line?
On line 2.
Okay, BOOZHOO, caller. Welcome to the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast. You're on the air. Hey, yo, NANABOOZHOO. Hey, Sylvester Stallone, how you doing? Yeah, you can call me Sly. Sweetie, it's Sylvester Stallone.
Well, hi, Sly.
Hey, yo, Natasha, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You know, not too bad. Listen, NANABOOZHOO.
Yeah, what's going on, Rocky?
Listen, I just wanted to tell you something you already know.
What's that?
You know, life, it ain't all sunshine and roses.
Yep, that's what I hear.
I don't care how tough you are. Life is going to hit you harder than anything else. And it'll knock you down to your knees and keep it there if you let it.
I know, you've told me this before.
And you know, you're not happy with where you are. You got to go pushing, pointing around you, blaming him or her. You know, that's loser talk. And that ain't you. You're better than that.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know. You know, one time I went toe-to-toe with Apollo Creed.
Yeah?
And, even though I didn't win, I went the distance. And so you just got to pick yourself up. Because it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about if you can take the hits and keep moving forward. You got to take the hits and keep moving forward. Because that's how winning's done.
Yeah, I know. So, how's everything else?
Oh, I'm getting by. I can't complain. I still got my health.
Yeah, you sure do, man. I saw you on Facebook the other day. Man, you look great. How come you're hanging around with that weirdo, what's his name? Arnold Schwarzenegger, N-word?
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, N-word, is, he was a little friend of mine. We were in some movies together, and, he was in the Terminator, and so sometimes we like to get together and pump iron. You got to stay fit.
Yeah, I know, but how about when Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't know if this is a nice word to say, but knocked up his maid?
Yeah, I remember that. But you got to remember that Arnold was married to a skeleton.
Yeah, but still, he was married to the skeleton. That doesn't excuse his actions.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. At least he never married Brigitte Nielsen like me, huh?
Yeah, what were you thinking?
I don't know. I thought she was a girl.
Yeah, I guess she fooled you.
Yeah, no, she's a wreck now.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you get away from that. But I was thinking about Arnold the other day, and he, I don't know. Not only did he cheat on his wife, impregnate his maid, but then he kept having his maid work for them, and the maid would bring his son, and he pretended it wasn't his son.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's a real creep. And everybody's, oh, he was a great man. He was governor. Well, he's a guy who's a liar. Can't control his impulses. Pervert. Let's call it what it is. everyone assumes it was consensual, but he was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and she was a maid from Mexico. You know, probably an illegal immigrant. And, you know, so just so many things he did. That's what was wrong there. Yeah, let me tell you. You know, I only had one woman, and that was Adrian. And, you know, I took her to the zoo, and I said, hey, yo, Adrian, I wonder if you wouldn't mind marrying me too much. And you know what happened? She married you? She married me. And then we were really happy, you know. Hey, what I gotta do, I would go fight. And, you know, once we were together, I got the kid. And, you know, I didn't care beforehand, but then I was scared. She broke me down. I was like, what are you trying to do, Adrian? And I said, yeah. You okay, Rocky? Oh, sorry. Sometimes my brain, they don't work so well. You know, I took a lot of blows to the head. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Hey, you know what else? What's that? Sometimes, you know, my brain, it don't work so well. I took a lot of blows to the head. Yeah, you know. But, you know, that's how winning's done. So, what else? I was wondering if I could learn the Ojibwe word of the day. Yeah, sure. Today's Abatuse. We call it Wednesday Abatuse. It means halfway. Abatuse. You know, when I went toe-to-toe with Apollo Creed, I was halfway. I was ready to quit halfway, but I didn't. I kept moving forward. I took the hits, and I kept moving forward. Yeah, you sure did, buddy. What else did you teach? Well, then we went on a whole thing about the Mississippi River. Oh, yeah, that was funny. Mizi, what's that mean, to poop? Yeah. You know what? When I took on Apollo Creed, I beat him so hard that he pooped his shorts. No, you didn't. No, but I shoulda. Yeah. You should fight Arnold. Make him poop his shorts. Yeah, I'd beat up Arnold. You totally would. And then there's Zibe. Is a river. Zibe. Hey, do you like Bruce Springsteen? No. You don't like Bruce? He's the boss. Well, I like some of his songs. Do you like that song, The River? Yeah, I kind of like The River. Takes me down to the river, and to the Zeebe we'd ride. Oh, down to the river. Man, your voice is so pretty, sweetie. Nah, get out of here. Oh, it's true, yeah. I like you singing, Natasha. Well, thanks, Rock. Yeah, and then we had Zeebe as a river, and then Gitchi means great. Oh, yeah, you know, I was a great fighter. I was a Gitchi fighter. Yeah, you sure were. I mean, you're a fake fighter, but what are you talking about? And then we talked about Bungi, means little. Bungi, little. Yep. And then Kaka Mikajawan. Kaka Mikajawan. That's a waterfall. Yep. Kaka Mikajawan. Oh, it's all right, you know. Hey, listen, I better get going, but let me ask you something. What's that? How do you say, I'll see you again in Ojibwe? We say, Gigawaba Min, Minawa. Oh, hey, Gigawaba Min, Minawa, Nanaboozhoo. Yeah, you do, and Stallone. Yo, Natasha, Gigawaba Min, Minawa. Gigawaba Min, Minawa. Sylvester Stallone. Oh, forget about it. See you later, Sly. Wow, Sylvester Stallone. Big old movie star. Big old movie star. He slips a little bit. He's getting old. I saw that. Sometimes he just, it's like his brain just sort of boiled over. Yeah. But I don't care. I just think it's cool that he watches our show. Well, he really seems to want to learn the language. Yeah. I never asked him. Maybe he's part Anishinaabe. You'd never know. Let's see. La la la. Some native cultures take the owl as a messenger of evil. Mostly somebody dying. Oh, you guys talking about owls? The cuckoo. Cuckoo muan. Owl poo. Yeah, the owl. You know, it takes 3 licks of the, remember that commercial with the owl? For Tootsie Pop? Yeah. How many licks of a Tootsie Pop does it take to get to the chewy, like gum or whatever that is? Center of a Tootsie Pop. Well, let's go ask the owl. That's the weird thing about that commercial. The kid first goes to a turtle, because turtles are supposed to be wise. In our way, turtles are wise. They're really old. Turtles are one of the oldest animals. Turtles are like predate the flood. You know, turtles, wise. In fact, turtle, what does turtle represent? Turtle represents the truth. Debwaywen. Debwaywen, yeah. But an owl represents, some people say if you see an owl during the day, it's an omen for death. And then people will say, oh, it's a bad omen. But that's only if you can't accept death, or if you think death is only bad. They also say that birds in general are, you know, messengers. They can carry prayers, but sometimes they help the spirits. Maybe that owl is here to, you know, help your grandma make her journey. Or just to tell, you know, hey, everyone get ready. The angels are coming. We're gonna bring another elder home. You know, so it's definitely like an omen. You might, you know, like in every Indian movie, if there's gonna be a murder, somebody looks up in the window and there's an owl. You know. In Labyrinth, David Bowie could change back and forth into an owl. He was like a vampire, except for being a bat, he was an owl. Which I think is a little creepy. Why is that? Just because the owl also represents the satanic god Moloch, or whatever. I think Moloch was the owl god that they would sacrifice children to. And Hillary Clinton made that joke about sacrificing chickens to Moloch. And chickens is a code word for children. And Hillary's creepy, but I don't need to get into that. Let's not go down that rabbit hole today. Missy says, I've never actually heard of an owl being a spirit animal, but it's all good. Spirit animal. Paul Stanley is my spirit animal. Huh, Paul? That's right, NanaBOOZHOO. Ladies and gentlemen, from KISS, Paul Stanley. Hey, everybody. How you doing? How you doing, Paul? Oh, not too bad. I got COVID again. Oh, did you really? Yeah. I wanted to rock and roll all night, party every day. But I got the COVID. And now I'm just going to take a vaccination, take a booster shot, wear a couple of masks, and go on a bike ride. Okay. Paul Stanley keeps getting COVID, even though he does everything by the book and chews out everyone else for not getting vaccinated. Did you get your vaccinations, NanaBOOZHOO? No, I'm not getting that stupid crap pumped into my blood. I don't trust the government. And you guys keep getting sick. So, no, Paul. Don't get mad at me. I'm sorry, dude. I'm just kind of tired of KISS telling me how to live. I've been telling you how to live your whole life. You gotta rock and roll all night and party every day. Oh, whoa, 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 woo. Okay. Paul. I know. So who else are we gonna have on the show today? I don't know. What were you talking about the other day about your heroes in life? Oh, yeah. My heroes were Elvis Presley. That's why we started the show. Rocky, Paul Stanley, David Bowie. I think that's it. Those are really heroes? Yep. When I was a little guy, and I was thinking, like, what is the common thread? In a way, I fancy that when I was a kid, I kind of looked like Sylvester Stallone and Paul Stanley. I didn't, but they looked like they could have been related to me, you know. They looked like they were my uncles. I think somehow I identified with them. But Uh, growing up in the 80s and the 70s, actually, in America, I was taught, I went to a small school where you got to participate in everything. And there wasn't too much competition. So you could be a pretty average baseball player and still, start, whatever. You got to play the whole game, even if you always struck out. It doesn't matter. So I grew up with a pretty healthy sense of anything is possible in this world. So the first person I saw and learned about who I admired was Elvis Presley. My parents listened to Elvis, the King, the Ogichida, or the Ogama. The Ogama. Ogama is a king, and Ogichida is a warrior. But I was a little guy, they said, yeah, this is Elvis Presley. He's the king of rock and roll. Look at him dance and sing. Isn't that cool? Everyone loves him. And I like to dance and sing, and so I'd sing and dance Elvis Presley songs. And they told me that, when Elvis was a little guy, he was poor. He lived in a poor cabin with his poor family. And he wanted to sing his song, so he went down, he saved his money, and he recorded his song and made a little 45 record for his mom as a present. And I think it was, well, that's all right, Mama. That's all right with you. That's all right, Mama. Any way you want me to, well, that's all right. And it was all right. It was pretty good. But because we live in a land of opportunity, like they asked Rocky, he, because of hard work and believing in himself, went from nothing to being the king of rock and roll. And so I thought, well, that's cool. Maybe I should do that. Then the movie Rocky came out. And by this time, I'm like a fifth grader. And I thought that was the coolest movie. And there's old, poor, washed up Rocky, not too smart. Not, kind of a loser. But good heart, I thought he was cool because he wore a black leather jacket, had a little ball he would bounce around, and he had that hat. I thought that hat was cool. And, he liked a girl in the pet store who was just sort of average, but I knew she was pretty too. And sure enough, he got a shot at the title. And even though he didn't quite win the first one, all he needed was to try real hard. He got a shot and he became great. Then here comes Paul Stanley, probably that same year. And I learned, here you can look like Paul Stanley. Wear your guitar real low. Put on makeup. You look like something like a superhero. Just cool. And I loved the music and I loved all of it. I loved the drum. Same thing. He was like, hey man, you should think about being a rock star like me. My life is awesome. I get to rock and roll all night, party every day. Everybody loves me. Don't have to work a job, And so all my heroes were these like rags to riches kind of people. And it was more of a statement on what I believed the world was like. I thought anything was possible. If you, tried hard, just do it. No one ever told me anything about white privilege, about, systemic racism. Oh, no. Don't you know you're living in an economically depressed area? Don't you know that, No, it was just, I could be anything I wanted. Because the people I liked became what they wanted. No, it didn't happen overnight. I wanted to be a young rock star, I would have settled for David Cassidy. I didn't care. But, my 20s came and went. Never became a rock star, kind of. I learned how to play the guitar and sing songs, and how to join a band, and how to, Then my 30s came and went, same thing. Writing songs, joining bands, running around. By that time, I learned about studios and recording songs. And the 40s came and went, A lot of drawing and cartooning and all that. But the 50s, that's when life really began for us, huh, sweetie? 50s have been the times of our life. Yep. Of course, I didn't even know you until my 50s. That's why your life began. Yeah, my life began with you, sweetie. But, I don't know. I still have this warm kind of loyalty to Sylvester Stallone and Paul Stanley and Elvis Presley. Because they were my heroes. They were like the image of something, I felt like they were encouraging me to be myself and do what you want to do. Go for the goal. Now look at us, sweetie. On top of the heap. Hello, lowly fans of the show. Don't talk to them like that. No, but I really believe, the fact that Michael felt any confidence to do this in the first place was because he grew up with such optimistic heroes. So that's my advice to you, any little guys watching. Anybody who watches me and thinks, hey, that's cool. You know what? I like to draw. I like to sing. I'm going to learn how to play the guitar. Maybe even like playing with puppets and toys and stuffed animals and that. Guess what? That can be a job too. It can be a lifestyle. Anyway, I don't know why I felt like talking about that. La la la. Julia Wolf. BOOZHOO, Julia Wolf. Hey, Julia. Julia says, I'd heard that the Mississippi was so clear that you could drink from it, but that was before the coming of the European. Grandpa is told me that the Mississippi was called something else that meant gathering the waters. Gathering the waters. All right. Because, it does. I mean, all these other rivers go into it. I wonder what Ojibwe... And again, I mean, the Mississippi is so much older than the Ojibways being out here that that timeline gets weird too. And why would the U.S. government name an entire state after an Ojibwe kind of misunderstanding of the Ojibwe term for the river? We probably did just call it the, Gitchie-ZB. But, the big river. The Cheesy Bee. I don't know. Let's see. Dr. Evils. Julia sounds better explanation than Poop River. Yeah, let's hope it has more to that. Because Miss Measy ZB doesn't even make any sense. If rivers went out from it, whoops, that's not the word. Measy ZB, if the river pooped out a bunch of rivers, that would be gross in a dumb way. If it created rivers, that would be one thing. Maybe that's why they call it the poop. Maybe, But it gets bigger because so many rivers go into it. And, yeah. But I don't know, where did we poop before the white man brought their outhouses? Probably in the river. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember them building teepees that you could just go in and poop into a hole. We probably walked out in the river and just laid a loaf. Pinched a loaf. Anyway, I'm sorry. This is gross. I shouldn't be talking about this. People come here for more than this, sweetie. Yeah, they do. Dog 246. I'm going to go back. BOOZHOO dog. Governor S. vetoed cannabis legislation. Governor S. What's our governor's name? Governor Fat Waltz. Fat Waltz. That's not our governor. Is that the North Dakota governor? Governor S? Hikes. Have you seen the governor of South Dakota? I know, she's hot. She is. How does a chick who looks like her get to be a governor? And why would she bother? She could be a model. Yeah, because being a model is so rewarding. Yeah. But yeah, the governor of South Dakota, Governor Christine, I don't know what her name is, Nomi or something. It's cute. Or I'm just getting old where old ladies now look cute to me. It's like, have you seen Governor Walt? You know. But so probably North Dakota, they vetoed cannabis legalization. Well, there's a government for the people, by the people. I like how the government just contradicts what their own people who put them into power want. Nobody's for keeping marijuana illegal. It does nothing but create black market crime. Nobody's even debating about the harmful effects of marijuana and the government's role in protecting us from ourselves. No, Nanaboozhoo. We will keep it illegal because it might make you lazy, which there's no scientific study that suggests as much. But that's a stereotype. Aye, the government totally sucks, you silly gooses. The government totally sucks. The government totally sucks. And Arnold is a lot shorter than he appears. He wears elevator shoes. Yeah, all those Hollywood guys are really little guys. Like Tom Cruise is like 5'2" or something. Arnold short. I think Rocky's actually even short. A lot of rock stars are short. Paul Stanley's not, but he's shorter than me. That was weird. Really? Yeah, when I met Paul Stanley. When you met me? No, when I met the other Paul Stanley, not the toy. Oh, right. I met Paul Stanley once at the KISS convention in 1996. And he comes up, and he's almost as tall as me, but I was like, wow. I've always pictured you being a head taller than me. In platform heels, but he was, just my size. A little shorter. La-dee-da. Terceros de Tomas. Bonjour, Tercero de Tomas. Tercero's here? Yep. Hey, bonjour, Mr. Tomas. Kizzy Renee. She retracted her message. Zagame is back, sweetie. Hey, Zagame. Bonjour, Zagame. Welcome to the show. Zagame says, what'd I miss? What'd I miss? Okay, let's back up. Mississippi means the poop river. And I'm not sure. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm not sure how I'm going to... Sweetie, I'm all over the place. Here we go. I'm not sure how to approach the subject. I have to be very delicate when I go to the Poop River Arts Center in Little Falls tomorrow night. That whole town has gone Ojibwe signage. Yeah, that's what I hear. They did the thing we did in Bemidji a number of years ago, like 10 years ago, where they go around, they make a bunch of Ojibwe signs and slap them up like on the library and, I don't know, bumper stickers and whatever. They'll put like the Ojibwe word next to, come in, Bendigain, or whatever. But non-Ojibwe speakers, if they look up the word Mississippi, Wikipedia is going to tell them it means Great River. That the French took the word Mesa ZB and Mesa meaning Great River. Nope. The closest thing I can find is Measy. It's to poop. Muwan is sometimes they call it moo. Doo-doo Muwan is bull crap. But that, I don't want to have to talk about such gross things. Unless it's like if our audience is nothing but 5th grade boys, yeah, then I'll talk about Muwan and Mizi. Because boys never get tired of that. I remember they squashed my interest in math. When we got in trouble in like the 3rd grade, me and my buddies, we got our calculators, right? Back in the days of the grandfathers. The children didn't even have computers. Can you believe it? That's how old I am. I lived in a time when they would give a child a little calculator, and all you could do is math problems on it. And they still made you memorize how to multiply in your head. But we had our little calculators. And me and my friends, we started having that talk of, how much poo do you think you've pooed in your life? And so we went about employing algebraic logic. We said, well, okay, let's see. Well, how long is the average poo? And then, it was a hilarious conversation with you and your 3rd grade buddies. Going, okay, this Thanksgiving, I had one that was like 10 inches long. Okay. Let's say you average 6 inches. And then let's say there's one, how many days of the year? 356 or whatever. 52, I don't even know. And we were working out how long of a line of poop, if you had saved all your poop and just lined it up, how many first inches, and then translated that into feet, miles. And we were really having fun with our calculators and using logic and math. Then teacher comes over, some broad, some lady who doesn't get it. That boys are fascinated with poo. And she kind of scolded us for being gross. It's like, I'm not being gross. I'm being inquisitive. How many gallons of pee does a 3rd grade boy, has he already, in one lifetime? How much pee would you like, just the gross stuff boys are always interested in. Yeah, I know. So if our audience is just young boys, I'm just going to talk about the Ojibwe words for taking a crap, farting. But if that's what I suspect, it's going to be a bunch of nice people and their children and women. We're going to have to pray or something. Yeah. Come to San Francisco and we will show you the best 420. DCG 246. Let's see a photo of young Michael. Do we have any pictures of you, young Michael? Oh, somewhere probably. Let's see the Ojibwe stallion as a baby. Might be a picture of you and your grandpa. If I can find it right away, I'll share it. If not, I won't. I'll let Natasha get up here. Not there. Maybe it's in one of the downloaded pictures. By the time Michael was in high school, he looked like Ralph Macchio. Okay, I can't find a picture of Michael and your grandpa. But I'm looking at a lot of really fun stuff I could share. I'm still not convinced this isn't a true picture. So this isn't Michael, this is Elvis. And the Statue of Liberty. This is probably fake. I don't know. Statue of Liberty does look like a dude. Yeah. Statue of Liberty is clearly a guy. Whether it's Elvis or not, maybe this picture has been faked. But we all know Statue of Liberty has a big Roman nose like that. Has men's arms, no breasts. He's wearing the, I'm pretty sure that he's supposed to be some sort of Egyptian god, the sun god. Not the Colossus of Rhodes, is what the thing says. It's a really creepy Freemasonic, satanic thing. The Lady Liberty. It's not even a lady. It's probably whatever Elvis was cloned from. Elvis was probably a clone of some, Tartarian person. I don't know. But I don't know. So, do you want to get up here? Yeah. All right. I'm going to let Natasha get up here. If you'd like to support the show, we have a Patreon page, a PayPal page, a GoFundMe, and you can order books by Michael Lyons on Amazon.com. Books like Dog and Maingan. Dog and Maingan.
By Michael Lyons. Hello.
BOOZHOO.
One.
Beijig.
One dog.
Beijig Anamosh.
One wolf.
Beijig Maingan.
Two.
Nij.
Two eagles.
Nij Migazi Wug.
Three.
Niswe.
Three bears.
Niswe Mukwug.
Four.
Niwin.
Four raccoons.
Niwin Asivanang. Nanan.
Five. Five deer.
Nanan Wawa Shigeshi Wug.
Six.
Ningod Waswe.
6 crows.
Ningod Waswe Andeg Wug.
7
Nij Waswe.
7 rabbits.
Nij Waswe Wabuzug.
8
Ish Waswe.
8 squirrels.
Ish Waswe Misa Jidamut.
9
Jangaswe.
9 birds.
Jangaswe Beneshi Yug.
10
Midaswe.
10 butterflies.
Midaswe Mamengwa. Miigwech.
Thank you. Dog and Maingan.
By Michael Lyons. Available at
Amazon.com. Mina wanna go see Dibishka. Mina wanna go see Dibishka. Mina wanna go see Dibishka. Happy birthday, Michael Lyons. Hey, thanks. Surrealist just gave you a $100 birthday present. Oh, thank you so much, Surrealist. Miigwech! Gee, Miigwech! Thank you so much. I do believe it now. Yeah, I believe it now, but I can't believe it. I know. Surrealist is so awesome. Thank you so much for the very generous super chat. That's what you forgot to mention, too. If you'd like to support the show, you can be like Surrealist and give us a super chat, but only when we're on live. And speaking of Surrealist, you know how yesterday when we were talking about Neil Young? Yeah, boy, we're hard on him. I know. Neil Young, if you didn't watch the show yesterday, was in the news recently because he took exception with some stuff that Joe Rogan, the podcaster, news radio guy, said about vaccinations. And he told Spotify or whatever, this platform that Joe Rogan's on now, it's kind of like YouTube, but he goes, listen, if you're going to have Joe Rogan on your platform, don't even play my songs. It's either him or me. And so NanaBOOZHOO was just tearing him apart, you know. I think it was, or was it me? I don't even remember. Anyway, you know. But then, Surrealist is like, for some reason, she sends us a link to Like a Hurricane. And I wrote back, it's like, you have no way of knowing this, but that is the one exception of everything I was saying about Neil Young.
I had an album, a Roxy Music album. It was alive. It only had 4 songs on this whole album. It was back in the 80s. It was an EP, I think. And it blew my mind. So I turn up on the feeling said, I want to love you, but again and now. Whoa. How's that song start? I can only remember. Never mind. But I was like, what? This is weird. How did she know that was, number one, my favorite Neil Young song? And also the song that represented the summer romance I had back in the 80s.
Really?
Oh, wait, no, You're the Only Boyfriend I Ever Had. I keep forgetting. It reminded me of a summer romance Michael had back in the 80s.
I don't be talking about my summer romances.
Remember that girl you liked from the races?
Yeah, I remember, but you don't need to talk about it.
Hey, Zaga May just gave you $50.
Hey, Zaga May, thank you so much.
Me quit, Zaga May. Sweetie, Zaga May's coming through again.
Zaga May, you're much too kind.
Me quit. Oh, wow. Let's stay on for a while. We're really rolling in the dough. Me quit. But yeah, when Michael was back in the days of the grandfathers, Michael here, a lot of people don't know, he grew up with a lot of rednecks.
No, I didn't.
You don't think your friends in LaPorte were rednecks? One of them, he's the son of a trucker and worked on a sheep farm. Another guy, his dad was a logger. And they were all rednecks.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, one of the things Michael and his redneck friends would do is go up to the big city of Bemidji. In the summer up here, they had this thing called the stock car races. You didn't go a lot, but stock car races is a place where people would have like their smash 'em up derby cars, and they'd put they'd race around this track. There's a stock car. But it was just, like they had real racing down in Brainerd, which is a couple hours away. But Bemidji had stock car races, so it was like a step down from, race car driving. And more violent and less loud. And so you go to stock car races. And for Michael, it meant meeting girls that were from other schools and from other home schools or wherever they came, farms. But you met this one girl you really liked. What was her name?
Her name was...
You don't even remember?
No, I remember. I think it was Jennifer.
You don't remember?
It'll come to me in a second. It wasn't Jennifer. But yeah, she was really cute. She had curly blonde hair.
Curly blonde hair?
Yep. And she wore a racing jacket and, I don't know, drove a pickup.
And drove a pickup. But you don't remember her?
Right now I'm gapping on it. I don't know why. But yeah, our song that summer was Hurricane. I remember kissing her in the car to that album.
Yeah. Oh, but then you go to the races, you meet a girl. And then, back in the good old days, this is for the children. This is Birds and the Bees. When a boy who looks like Ralph Macchio goes to the stock car races and meets a girl from the other side of the tracks. Or was she from like Besida or something?
Yeah. Oh, she was, it's coming to me.
I can't believe you can't remember her name.
Yeah, it was, I don't want to say it.
Okay. Anyway, when you meet a girl you like who's, what's the term?
Not white trash.
No, not white trash. She was working class, canned beer drinking, blonde girl. I don't know. Just a rugged white girl. Like, I'm sure her mom was on meth, But Michael kind of fell for her this one summer. And when a young boy who looks like Ralph Macchio meets a girl who looks like that girl from, I can't even think of names right now. But anyway, sometimes they'd go on drives down long dirt roads, go down to the logging roads, listen to music on the 8-track. And then you can park and kiss and get to know each other and never forget her and always think about her when you hear that song. And this has been the romantic ramblings of Michael's pathetic love life. Nah. But that's not like us, huh? No, our love is strong. Our love is strong. How do I keep my man? Keep it $1 million strong. Well, everybody, maybe I should go outside. You want to go outside? Will I go outside or am I going to end up in Sesame Street again? You're probably going to end up in Sesame Street. I don't want to go to Sesame Street. Let me fix this. All right. I'm going to go somewhere else. Because I need to talk to the girls, sweetie. You want to go up to the moon? You want to send me to the moon? To the moon, Alice. Yeah, what was up with that? That guy's always threatening his wife. With violence. That's not cool. But yeah, you can take me to the moon if you want. All right, hang on. I hope this works. All right. Let's see. I got the coordinates. I'm going to just land you on the moon. You should be able to see the Earth from where you are. If this works. Okay. I don't want you to teleport me. Just have me floating around in fake space. Yeah, okay. Wanted to teleport. No, I say that. Okay, you say it. Wanted to teleport. Make it so, number one. No, I'm going up to the moon. All right, hang on. Oh, wow, there it is. Boop. Hello. Hi, sweetie. Oh, good. You make it up there all right? Yeah, I sure did. All right. Just give me a call when you want me to come pick you up. Okay, thanks. Roger that. Over and out. Boop. So here I am. Let me get rid of this. On the moon. I just wanted to come someplace a little quieter. And yet, I can still hear the fire. Yep, nice and quiet up here on the moon. Peaceful, really. I don't see any lunar lamb. I think they might have faked the moon landing, because I don't see anything up here. But, so, my name is Natasha Ninduja Nakaz, and I just want to talk to the young ladies and young men, any young kids. Little advice from your Auntie Natasha. In the Anishinaabe way, I can almost hear my phone from up here. I wish people understood. No, they wouldn't understand that you gonna take me home tonight? What was I talking about? I'm totally distracted now. Oh, in the Anishinaabe way, when, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm totally really going to hear this. I can't hear him. In the Anishinaabe way, we talk a lot about elders, right? But sometimes just being older than somebody makes them your elder. And you can be the elder of somebody else. If you're a 5th grader, you're an elder to a 3rd grader. And yeah, you're not an elder like a grandma. But, you know. And as your elder, and I came up here on the moon because there's a lot of talk and attention on women, and we have a special connection to the moon. Sometimes people talk about moon being a grandma. They say, yeah, it's grandmother moon. But I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to come up here I should have brought some tobacco. I wonder if I planted some tobacco on the moon, if it would grow a tobacco plant. I don't even know. But let's see, what do I want? Advice I would give to little me. This is actually advice to me back in the days of the grandfathers. Dear Natasha, in 5th grade. And if you're in 5th grade, this might apply to you. It's going to be okay. Just relax. Take a big breath. Whew. Everything passes. Good times and bad. Everything changes. But it's going to be okay. Even if you go through some rough times, maybe you get bullied, maybe you put on a few extra pounds, maybe, you might go through some identity crisis. Oh, I'm not pretty, I'm not cool. You might try to be something you're not. That's all part of the journey. That's your job. Your job as a little guy is to figure out who you are. Don't take it too seriously, because you're still becoming who you are. And you might get a little idea of who you are by what you like and who you admire. If you think so-and-so is just super cool, maybe you think Keanu Reeves is really cool. Oh, look at that guy. He's doing karate in the Matrix, I don't know if kids like Keanu Reeves, probably not. Whoever you like. That might be because they remind you of yourself. There's a little part of you that sees you like your grandma sees you. Go with that. There's nothing wrong. We always talk about, you should be humble. Don't brag. Don't think you're so cool. Your older cousins might go, hey, quit being so big for your britches. But I'm here to tell you, it's okay to think of yourself, to believe your grandma. When your grandma says you are so special and you can do anything you want. Oh, you kidding? My girl is so smart and special and pretty and whatever. Believe her. It doesn't matter if you go, no, I'm not. I'm 30 pounds heavy. If grandma thinks you're gorgeous, take her word for it. You probably are. Grandma thinks you're smart. Believe her. She's been around the block. She's almost as old as the moon. But some people will talk about the moon ceremony. Some little girls, when they get to a certain age, sometimes happen around 11, 12, 13, you stop being a girl and you become a woman, an Ikwe. You were an Ikwezence, a little woman, and then you become an Ikwe, a big woman. And your aunties and your cousins and your grandma and mom, they'll take you away from the men and they'll talk to you. And they'll make you fast. That means you better fast eat a sandwich because you're not going to have anything to eat for quite a while. But they'll make it fast. And they'll talk to you about stuff you need to know. About the sisterhood of the traveling pants or whatever. But ultimately, if there's one thing I learned growing up and getting old was that, it's a roller coaster. Good days, bad days, but it's all a ride. It's all just for fun. Don't take it too seriously. And by not too seriously, don't get upset. Just laugh at it. It's not going to last. You'll be okay. Anywho. Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. And this has been your moment of wisdom. Your moment of Nabwaka from your Auntie Natasha. The moon. It's hard to believe they came up here 6 times in 3 years during the Nixon administration. But, all right. Well, hey there. I'm going to go home. Bloop. Okay, BOOZHOO.
Hi, sweetie.
You ready to come home?
Yeah, would you mind teleporting me?
Not at all. All right, hang on. I'm going to lock in on your coordinates.
Okay.
1 to teleport.
Make it so, number 1.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. I was surprised how well I could hear our phone from the moon.
Yeah, the moon's not as far away as people think.
Yeah. So anyway, well, I think that's all the time we have for today, sweetie, unless you want to add something.
No, I think it's good.
All right. Michael, do you want to say anything before I sign out?
Just tell him I said thanks.
Michael Lyons would like to say miigwech pisadawiyag. Thank you for listening. And I better go and see who that was. Why do I get so annoyed when people call now? Like they're all supposed to be watching our show and no, I can't get to the phone. We get 1 call a day, maybe.
I know, we're weird.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. This is NANABOOZHOO.
Okay, miigwech.
This is Michael Lyons.
Thanks so much, and thanks again for the super chats.
Yeah, thank you so much for supporting BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO. And I am Natasha, and we'll be back tomorrow. And I will see you again. Eagle of a man. Minowa. Sweetie?
1 to teleport.
Make it so. Number 1.